spacecraft. Did we not extend power yet? Wonder if we can reconfigure this here. Maybe put this guy here or something. We don't have a undock here. Let's do an F5 real quick. You know, I never introed. I never did intro. I just went right into playing because that's the kind of guy I am. You know, happy Friday, everybody. It's Kerbal Day. We're here trying to reconfigure our space station because I discovered it's a little broken. The way it's set up right now, it's not going to work, um, especially with these radiators. And I'm not sure if I bring it over to here if it's going to solve the problem. I think it might. But I don't think it will. Because even if I move this over this way, I think I need some spacers. But we'll see what happens. Let's do a quick reconfigure and see how things work. Because I've got a plan here. Undock. Control from here. Set as target. Because we're going to have to, I want to try and move this to one of these outer nodes here. And see if our radiators and stuff, they'll have better clearance, I'm suspecting. from these ports than they did. At least I hope, because they'll be more elongated instead of. In other words, what I'm trying to say is it might work better. Is what I'm trying to say here. I might be 100% wrong, but what could possibly go wrong, right? Aside from it completely borking everything and making things look terrible. So, okay. Are we doing science? Our batteries are fully charged. Not quite, but they're getting there. They're not even working on. Oh no, they're still researching. Okay. It's just like 3.82 science a day. Because I think we need more science here. Let's review some data. Junk, 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 junk. Do we not have any data to review? Alright. We need more data. Okay, so we're going to undock from here. We're going to basically repeat what we just did, only control from here. Set as target. Let's go ahead and retract this. And retract these. We might need to keep one of those out. We'll have to see. Actually, I think this might work better. It's almost a little too big of a load. I think this might work out better. Because now they're not overlapping some of those docking nodes. They're just off to the side of them. Alright, we'll keep him there for now. But if we need to go anti-normal. Those have full exposure. That's a lot of power right now. We're generating, that's 33.66. That's going to heat those batteries up really well. turn on my force science here. That should keep it from repeating science and giving us junk science. Okay. What do you think? Do you think we're built pretty good right now, or do you think we need a little more? Think we need another one of these 2 science stations? Or should we just go with what we have for right now? Hey, Celtic lover, how's it going, man? Oh, let's see what science we have. Junk science. Think we need 2 more of these? That's a lot of science. I think what we need is maybe to come up and fill this thing up with monopropellant. Did we burn all of our monopropellant? Oh, that's empty. That's empty. What still has monopropellant in it? Let's go ahead and shut these engines down. So we don't have any accidental thrustage. Command 1 debris. We don't really have, these are physically attached to this pod, aren't they? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and drop out of that. I wonder if we should bring up another heat and power pod. Hot and cold. Yeah, let's take up another one of these. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring up a couple of propellant tanks too. I'm thinking about that. Do I have ascent guidance? I think I do. Ascent guidance. Set as target. We want to launch into plane. target. Limit acceleration to 22. Force roll. Don't auto stage. Engage. Getting to our launch window. Four, three, two, one. I want to see how well this thing flies. Boy, that's shaking pretty bad, isn't it? Starting to go for maximum dynamic pressure. Look at that beautiful blue. I hope things don't overheat and blow up here. Looks like it's starting to cool down. Alright, I pulled out the solar panel cells. That's good. That'll provide us with power. Got 19 minutes to rotate this thing around for the circularization burn. Got these reaction control wheels going full crazy here. That's a good lifter body for this. I'm actually kind of impressed by how smooth that went. And done. Okay, turn that off. Let's go Ron das Vos. Needs to do a slight plane adjustment at 3.1 meters a second. Because I guess we're off just a smidgen. Yeah, we're off by 0.10 degrees on the relative inclination. All right, are we even getting close here? It looks like it's raised our APO. Are we on plotting an intercept course? Yes, we are plotting an intercept course. Hey, Vulcan, how's it going, man? Yeah, sorry, I was looking up some information here. I trying to do more than one thing again. So, no, you have audio. You should be able to hear the music playing. Can you hear the music? Is this thing ever going to finish its rotation? Okay, we should speed it up. Music is very quiet. Yeah, I think I do have it turned down a little low, but you should still hear the burn of the engines and stuff. All right, there's our target. I guess we could probably kick that thing loose. And I don't know what happened there. Something happened. It like paused for a second and then. Oh, I think because this was spawning in. That's what it was. Ooh, that was a risky maneuver. I I I I I hope that fuel tank doesn't crash into my science station. That would fall underneath the bad things category. Uh oh, that's gonna fall, and I think we'll be okay. I think it's gonna miss us. Yes, those are all part of McJeb. Holy cow! That was super, super close. In space terms, that was extraordinarily close. I mean, that tank had to have been, you know, 200 meters away. It really, it was super, super close. Let's control from here for right now. It's doing those short burns to keep this thing flying straight. But really, that's how RCS works anyway. They work in pulses. Is it controlled from here? Or are we controlling it from here? Let's disengage autopilot because we're moving towards it. Burn up some distance here. Where's our docking? Boop. maybe I should retract those. Because I don't want any disaster as we're coming in here. Remove our docking force just a bit. Turn that down a hair. Where's our camera? I guess we are kind of looking out into space there. Well, let me ask you this question. Is it a cheat for regular astronauts to use the computers to do a lot of their piloting and docking? Because if that's the case, then we haven't had pilots actually flying any of the spacecraft since the 1960s. So the question is, when you're going for realism, exactly what are you going for, right? You guys have witnessed me many times dock this by hand, right? So um, it really boils down to what you want to determine as a cheat. I see it as nothing more than a normal progression in space travel. You let the computer do the majority of your flying. There's times to where I've stepped in with McJeb to make corrections because I know McJeb's not getting it right. So it boils down to that line as to what do you define as a cheat and what do you define as normal space travel. So well, yeah. I mean, I learned how to dock by myself before I ever learned about McJub. You got to remember, I've been playing this game a long time. I was playing it long before there were even mods for the game. So a lot of what I've learned is trial and error. You know, um, I mean, I love how people will sit there and say, "Oh, it's just a huge cheat. I don't understand why everybody wants to do that." Well, it's not really a cheat. It's just the normal progression of space travel. That's the way I look at it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's time to realign our spacecraft. I think we're realigning it incorrectly. See, we can get the solar panels to line up, but we can't get these to line up now. I think we need to go. Yeah, I think we need to go radial out. But if we do that, then our solar panels are still in line with each other, and we don't want them to be in line with each other. Yeah, I think going either prograde or retrograde is going to be our ticket. Oh yeah, look at that, 12.21 on the cooling now, so that's way better. I think we're optimally configured now. Just move a little bit of RCS fuel around here. Reaction control wheels. That's starting to look like a right proper space station now. Let's go ahead and wave bye-bye to you. Oh, we want to go this way. What are you doing to my dog?
Mildly disturbing her.
Clearly. What did I leave behind there? Why does that look so weird? Alright, we're gonna have to 50 kilometers ought to be perfect. I don't know why I'm bringing this thing back. Doesn't do anything. But we like to try and reuse spacecraft. Whee! Slow this thing down. May as well expend the remaining fuel. Oh! Oh! We gonna land right over the top of... I don't think so. We just expended our last bit of fuel, though. That's good, though. That means it was well planned. We might hit pretty close to here. Let's see if we can glide ourselves over that way. I think we're going to hit more in the ocean, though. I think we're up way too high. Got a lot of electric charge here. Trying to fly our way over to the space center. I think we're going to fall a little short. Yeah, we're going to be short by quite a few kilometers. But at least we got it in the neighborhood again. That's twice I've gotten it close in the neighborhood. If I had done a little bit less of a burn, we might have been fine. Why did those disappear? Did they go below the horizon for me, I guess? Maybe? It's the only thing I can think of. They went below the horizon. We're over water. Oh, we were a long way off. That's still a safe speed. Slow down a little bit more if we drop that, but I don't see any need to drop that. That's okay. Still a nice safe splashdown in the ocean, which is where most of them would land anyway. And we're really not that far off from the Space Center. Turn SAS off. And it just bobs in the water. There she goes. Now it's gonna lay down. Now it's less tired. You hear this thing growling here? I don't know if you can hear her growling. She's trying to play with me. Alright. I think we need to hire some more astro Kerbonauts. We need to hire more Kerbonauts. Scientist. Oh, over here. We got engineer. Out there's a scientist. Scientist. A lot of engineers. Alright, we'll hire a bunch of engineers. Scientist, engineer. Four, five, six. Okay. I think. Are we done building our space station for now? What do you guys think? We done building it, or do we want to do a fuel tank up there? Because we can take some tanks up. Excuse me. We can take some tanks up, or we can load up one of our vessels, like Munner or Munshot, and you know, go collect science from the Mun again, like we originally had planned the first time, before it all went kablooey. And we could collect more science, like we originally had planned, before it all went kablooey. What do you think? Now, this was okay, but I think we need a critical redesign. I really do. I'm just going to take you, toss that away. We're going to take these guys, toss them away. We need to redesign this. We need to redesign it so it's stable enough to land on the moon, but still stable enough to give us enough power and oomph. And allow us to have some sort of power, because we were lacking power on this thing, right? we kick those tanks off, we have no power for this. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and do away with this guy. We're going to go ahead and do away with this guy. Okay. We're going to bring in our big docking port so that we can dock to other things. Which also means we need to install an aerodynamical nose cone. There, now we're aerodynamic. We've got a communication array here that we probably ought to put someplace where it's not going to be needed once it's all said and done. You know what? Actually, I've got a plan. I've got a plan. .12 gig. That's 61.2 gig. I think I want to go with this guy because it can stow away in there pretty well, right? Is that going to give us 2 of them? It does. And when these extend out, no, we're going to have to go with that there. And we're going to have to recess that bad boy in just a smidge so it doesn't stick out. Haha! Communication makes it happen. Toggle antenna. Alright, so we got the antenna squared away. Okay, perfect. So, now for power. Guess we could cover up our ever-loving windows, right? Why do they need to see out, huh? Exactly. Why would they need a giant monolith, right? That's right. Alright, so we're going to retract those. Now, the astute of you would have noticed by now that I threw away something that we probably didn't need to throw away. But we're going to rebuild it anyway, right? So, we're going to come in here. Is this tank both monopropellant? It is, okay. we're gonna come command and control. And since we already have a thruster on here, I don't think we need an additional thruster. Now that is 0.4. We don't want that. Where's our big boys? Those are 0.1. That's 6.6, or that's 65 kilonewtons. I guess we could use that guy. These guys are huge, right? Yeah. And these guys are fairly large, yeah. If we go with these little RCS guys, where's our center of mass? I don't know, do you think I should run 6 of them? I'm gonna run 4. Okay, we're gonna go coupling. We're gonna bring these guys in. Alright, now we want that same tank that we have here, which is the SB1 SMT. So we want SB1 SMT. SB1 SMT. SB1 SMT. I am so smart. SMRT. Can't use that because we won't be able to extend our antennas. Need to bring that down just a bit. Right about there. Okay. And now we want to take... I think we had one of these on there, right? We did. Okay. Now, didn't we have... I'm trying to remember how we had this thing set up. Yeah, okay. And those are just liquid tanks anyway. Um... Alright, we're gonna close this. Close. We're gonna put some decouplers on here. I think we need them the other way. Then we just need some aerodynamic nose conery. Just for the aerodynamic stability of it. Auto strut. Now, if I'm going with these guys, why don't I? Because I went with the tanks that are further out. Why don't I put these things on here? It'll give us more push, some additional thrustage. I think my tanks are sitting high. That's better. That looks like it's more in alignment now. Because those bars just about line up. Okay. And now we can put our lights on here. Alright, turn that off. There we go. Alright. Now we need our legs. these to be... max out our spring strength. Oops. What do you think? Think we're good? If these things unfold... Alright, we are going to have to kick these bad boys off before we kick those off. That's there. No. That's there. So... that's there. So we need to go... you go here. You go here. You go here. Those guys go... maybe we'll add these guys down about right here. That's there. Okay. And now come back in here to our fuel. Where is our fuel line? Right there. We're gonna do it down here in the belly of the beast. What's our fuel overlay look like? We're gonna set this a higher priority. So this tank drains first and then this second. Just to give it a little extra aerodynamical stability. What motors do I have on this? We got main cells on them. What if we were to swap these bad boys out and put some where's our trog doors? There they are. Giddy up. Now, that's the question. Did I run? I did. There's the fuel line right there. Okay. Doink. I'll give you a thrust. Yeah, that's a good push off. Oh, that's right, because these guys here. I think we got. Those guys kick off, then those kick in. Those will kick off towards the end when they're spent. Then we'll kick that off for the return. Okay. And we're going to put you on a stage. You know, actually, let's ignore that. Let's just go in and go staging. Enable staging. There we go. And we're going to put him down. We'll put him down with these guys here. So they all kick off at the same time. What about these fellers? These fellers can kick off with these fellers. So we're going to have a lot of stuff going everywhere really quick. It's all going to go whee! It'll be a stupendous wreck. Tons of debris. Because we like das breeze. Alright. We got a pilot, an engineer, and a pilot. I don't think we need 2 pilots. What we do need is a scientist. Save it. Okay, we've made some improvements. I think we're good to go. I think this thing's gonna fly. I think it's gonna fly so well, we won't even need to help. None of that's true. All that is a complete lie. That is all 100% a complete lie. Ascent guidance. 10,000 kilometers. Don't deploy antennas. Don't auto stage. I'm gonna do the staging. We want auto warp. Orbital inclination. Limit acceleration. Force roll. Limit Q. Okay. And we're gonna set as target. Launch into plane of target.
Holly.
There we go. We saved you some pizza.
Thank you.
So you should have some out there.
I'm hungry.
How could you be hungry if you just finished eating Don Juan's?
Because I've been craving pizza.
Okay, go get the pizza then. Wow, that hit hard on the G's right away, didn't it? Oh, we're through Max Q. That was a beautiful clean break.
Are we still trying to get to the moon, or are we trying to get to Mars?
What's that?
Are we still trying to get to the moon, or are we trying to get to Mars?
Oh yeah, no, we're heading to the Mun now. We got beautiful, beautiful liftoff here. This is going perfect.
I need to wait for my pizza to cool down.
Well, you know, that's why you don't put it in the microwave for 900,000 hours.
I only put it in there for 30 seconds.
Whatever you gotta tell yourself, sleep at night.
It was only 30 seconds.
Yeah, like I said, whatever you gotta tell yourself, sleep at night. That's all that matters.
My craving.
My craving.
So is this the pizza Mom can actually eat?
Yes.
Okay.
That's okay. We're out of atmosphere. Why you bouncity, bouncity, bouncity?
I'm just bouncing my leg.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you bouncity, bouncity?
Because something to stimulate my leg.
Probably should have waited till the engine shut down to. But is everything clear?
When I was on sandbox mode, I really wasn't trying to aim for anything. I was just gonna go straight up.
So why does lights on not do anything? There we go.
Ladybird!
Did I not set the solar cells up for lights on?
Ladybird! Over here!
Yeah. You have Nora to thank. She did it for you.
Thank you, Nora, for saving me 2 pieces of pizza.
Where's our auto warp? There it goes. I don't think I'm quite geosynchronous orbit yet. That brought us in pretty good alignment with the Mun. Okay, so our ascent guidance is done. We're in a beautiful circular orbit. Beautiful circular orbit. We want to go with our Ron das Vos. Or do we want to do a maneuver planner? I think because it's an object. Well, you know what? Let's try rendezvous. Let's see what rendezvous gives us. Because it's got to match our planes anyway. May as well burn some of our RCS. Be here all week waiting for this thing to rotate. I love how those fins try and take over. That's just going to be a little spit. Alright, planning Holman transfer for intercept of 0.5 phase. That's going to probably expend our whole tank there. We don't have much left. Which is good. I mean, that's fully utilizing what we need for our Delta V. Yeah, we're facing the moon. Those engines go full hog wild now. Let's see. Should we keep the remaining 91 meters a second or kick that tank off? I think we should kick it off because we got 279 meters a second here. Which means we're going to have to do a double. Double bump. Boom, boom. So, we're going back to the moon. Because if you remember, our science lab exploded. So we need to go recollect all the science we had before, right? So that's what we're doing here. We're recollecting science. I guess we could do a double bump. It's not going to hurt it. That's already kicked off. We're going to try. Yes, we should have enough. We've got 4,485. So we should have more than enough to make the make a run to the moon, land, then go to Nimbus, land, and then come back. So the monopropellant engines are extremely efficient. What went boom was one of my aerodynamic nose cones that came off and impacted on the tail. So, which is fine because we didn't need that part anyway, and it didn't do any serious damage. Oh, that's why it looks weird because my lights are on. Ah, ah, ah. I get it now. Now I know why. But it's good to know that those lights are illuminating very well. Is it going to auto warp? There it goes. It always seems to auto warp just as I ask, so. What just happened here? So we landed on the moon. Uh
What happened? How did you land on the moon? And why do you sound concerned?
Oh, see, this is why I say McJeb doesn't always get it right. I really should have looked at that maneuver before I let it time warp. I really should have looked at it. Um, yeah, so we're gonna revert. Let's revert to launch, and we're gonna do this over again.
What went boom?
Well, we were rendezvousing with the moon. We successfully rendezvoused with the moon.
Oh. Is that what McJeb did?
Yes. Well, I tend to not try and auto warp either, but there's just certain times to where I don't want to wait for a whole Kerbal day to pass before something happens. So all I can say is that was spectacular. It really, really was spectacular. I don't think we could have it any more spectacular than it was. I Things got a little boom boom, and
Can I listen to the boom when you launch?
we'll discuss it, son.
Are you just rearranging stages?
I'm making sure that my staging is correct. Yes. All right, we want to go ascent guidance limit because that was such a beautiful launch the last time. Give me a second, son. Cheapers. Set as target. Launch into plane of target. And that's 10,000 kilometers. Okay.
Can you run into the moon?
Or 1,000
Or
kilometers.
can you run into the sun?
Yes, you can run into the sun. All right, here, listen to the boom boom. Cal's gonna be listening to the boom boom, so. Three, two, one.
Oh!
I'm not sure you do turn to air pollution before you get to the sun. Seeing as how space doesn't really have air, would it really be air pollution? I don't think anybody can hear me because I think the game is so loud. We're actually climbing pretty quick. So I don't know if you guys could hear me through that launch because of how loud it was. But I said I'm not sure it would be air pollution before you get to the sun. I think it's more space dust or space gas, seeing as how it's not necessarily air that is in space. So, um, and then I also asked if any of you could hear me because of how loud the game is. But I think maybe the game is just loud for me and not for everybody else, and you could hear me just fine. So I just repeated myself because I didn't know if you could hear me the first time around. So we'll see what happens. But I do appreciate how much Delta V we have left over after this first burn. It's really nice.
I'm just messing with the batteries real quick. Are those things still red hot?
Are the what? Huh?
Are those things still red hot?
Yes, they are still really hot. That's why they're glowing slightly red.
Oh.
We are now technically in orbit.
The time where gravity ceases. Gravity ceases to exist.
Dunk, 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 dunk. Okay, because that doesn't do anything once it's in space anyway, so we'll just shut those off. And let's go open these up. Go lights on. We want to do an EVA. And we want a board. We want to take all of our science. And we want to transmit it to our core.
How come EVAing and then re-entering right after gives you science?
Because I do an EVA report, and then when I return back into the pod, I store the EVA report. Wow, did it transmit all that science already? Wow, yeah, it did. Jeez, those things communicated quick. Data's done. Wow, look at the demand it put on the battery, though. Jeez. Doesn't help that we're rolling this elephant over either. Or are we not? This thing doesn't know where it's going, does it? Is this still? Oh, because it's not engaged. It's all gone wrong.
Why did you gasp when?
Because the engine kicked off. The engine wasn't supposed to kick off. I don't know why we're out of control here.
You don't have RCS on?
Yeah, I'll work on it. Hold on a second. I think I'm gonna drive by rail here for a second. Let this thing recoup its losses. That burned a lot more monopropellant than I wanted it to. How high are we going here? There we go. Now we're back on track. Alright, I don't think we'll use the Rendezvous autopilot next time. But I think we will use the maneuver planner for our burns to the moon. Why does it seem like we had more fuel the last time? We need to be 90 degrees of the moon, which is about right here. Add maneuver. Poosh.
What does that do?
That gives us boost towards our target. And if you see these nodes here, did you see these two guys coming closer together? See, we've got an intercept here, which is good. If we want to get it a little closer, you see those nodes moving closer together, right?
Yeah.
Now we can fine tune it by swinging it around this way. See, we can get a little closer to the moon there. That puts us right about 500 kilometers from the moon.
Okay.
And we're going to do a 485 meter a second burn. So, we now tell this feller to point to the maneuver node. And it does maneuver node things here.
I usually just make a stick and Jesus take the wheel.
Well, yeah, but you've got to learn how to fly in space, son.
Okay. Of course, I haven't had as much experience as you have.
But this is why you have to experiment and play the game.
Which making sticks is a good start.
Yeah. Making boomsticks is a really good start, but it's only going to get you so far. Execute next node. So that's going to do our burn for us. goes. It's auto warping to our node, so we don't have to wait 45 minutes. Tink. Now, if we look, we should see that we've got an intercept over here. And if we can zoom into this spot right here, and we go warp to here, whoosh. There's our intercept. We come over here, we go circularize at Perry, create and execute. That gives us 194 meters a second, which we can do with our other main engine. I'll let this kid swing around. We got plenty of time. We got 2 hours to let this monstrosity roll over on us here. We'll burn that last 24 meters a second with this big engine. Kick it away and finish the maneuver with the main engine.
How does it doesn't visibly have any more fuel? How does it?
Because there's such a little amount, it's only 24 meters a second. That's going to go.
Huh.
We should really just kick that tank off with 24 meters a second.
But you want to get.
But that's 24 meters a second of RCS we don't have, of monopropellant that we don't have to use. So we're saving that 24 meters a second here on monopropellant. That's called utilizing your efficiency.
Is McJeb a mod?
Yes, McJeb is a mod.
Okay.
It is probably one of the best mods ever created for Kerbal Space Program.
Should it be a feature to the game?
I would have loved for him to add it as an actual feature to the game. They were supposed to do that in Kerbal Space Program 2.
But it didn't really work.
Nope, never happened. Now, if you look, we should be really, really close to the mun. McJeb.
You said one of the best. What was that big kablooey?
Just this engine blowing off the ring for that. It's all monopropellant at this point, so we may as well burn it. So. All right, well, we're circularized around the moon. Let's go ahead and do an EVA here. Let's board that. Let's make a few rounds around the house here and see if it collects science. Let's come in here. Review data. We're going to transmit all this to the science station. We've already transmitted all this to Kerbin. Let's see how quickly it transmits all this science. Look at look at it dump that stuff.
Yeah, but again, your battery.
Oh yeah, I mean we're pounding the crap out of the battery, but I mean that's the whole point behind the battery, right?
Dad, this is your battery.
Yep. Oh, we just put the battery under high stress. At least we know it works, right?
Realistically, rocket batteries should be the EV car batteries. Because they can take a pummeling.
Probably ought to turn this on. Why are we spinning? Pin you.
What did you pin? What are you pinning and what are you doing?
I'm pinning these so I can get maximum exposure out of these cells.
To recharge the battery?
Yep. Because look at our battery charging climb up here now.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot.
Alright, I think that's the best balance of the cells we can get there. So that's awesome.
Do we want to do the munshot? Because we are pretty darn close.
Oh, of course we're close. I think I want to turn these off right now, though. Because I don't want those to burn while we're landing and waste all my monopropellant, because that would
Leave you stranded?
it would.
Why do I feel like this is a design NASA would make?
I don't know. NASA doesn't get this crazy with their designs. Alright, let's go into our landing guidance. Pick a target. Ooh, I didn't know we were that eccentric on our...
Let's land in one of the craters.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at this one right here. The twin craters. But I want to try and find a spot where we don't have to do too much longitudinal change. Let's land right... that's a pretty rough spot. Don't deploy chutes. Use RCS for small adjustments. Land at target.
Why do we have to warp?
Well, so we're not waiting for hours and hours for something to happen.
No, like, why is it making a loop around the mun?
Why is it what?
Why is it making a loop around the mun?
Well, because we can't. It would waste too much fuel to stop ourselves and burn back to our spot because we had already flown over the spot that we were shooting for, right?
Okay.
Did I do an EVA over the Mun?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Look at her face.
I know, they're all happy. See, I think we can do the cutaway here. There we go. See, there they are, all hanging out in sight. Where's our focus? Aim camera. See, there they all are. Happy as can be. That's actually a pretty big pod. So,
That is a really big pod. They got space to float around in there. And that's the size of like apartments nowadays.
right?
Here's a 10 by 10 apartment for $2,000.
I'm gonna aim camera so it's rotating around where the camera is.
Would that be a 10 by 10 feet pod?
Uh, Probably. Well, I don't know what the Kerbal measurements are, but seeing as how everything's in meters, I would say that's probably a maybe 8 meter by 4 meter pod. Maybe 8 meters would be too big, because a meter is 1,000 millimeters, 100 centimeters. That's just a little shorter than 3 feet. So it was probably like 3 meters by 2 meters.
Okay. Like I said, apartments nowadays.
This is a liquid fuel engine, which is why we have all the liquid fuel. I shouldn't have burned as much monopropellant as I did. But you know, I'm an idiot!
Has Gray played KSP?
I don't know if Gray still has done Kerbal Space Program. Look it up.
I can't.
Not right now, but
I'll probably forget it tomorrow.
probably. You forget lots of things. Why are you going through my wallet?
I'm just looking at it.
Put it away, because you'll pick it up and you'll move it somewhere, and then I won't be able to find it. That's Mom's wallet. Put it down so that she can find it. You seeing a trend here, son?
Yeah.
Okay.
Celebrate your first year with the expert vehicle care.
Expert vehicle care.
Yeah, see? See?
What are they offering us there? The big deal. Premium synthetic oil filter and filter change, tire rotation, plus much more. $61.99.
Is that a good deal?
I mean, I guess what the much more is, I think the much more is probably them looking at your car saying, well, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. We saw this, but you don't really need it, and we're coming into land, coming into land. We're getting so hostile, coming into land. He needs to be getting ready to go to bed here anyway. It's 10 o'clock. What's this 9 o'clock stuff? Well, that sounds like a you problem. Can you run Polly and Ladybird out? Okay. Well, why you got that excited to look at me again, huh? Because I said your name? Is there any way that you can actually sit here without pawing everything on my desk? Nine Central, 8 Mountain. Your sister's talking to you, you know. You've seen enough of my stream. Go to bed. We've got a long day tomorrow. I'm not going to be streaming for much longer anyway.
Okay.
So
What's happening?
we've got game night tomorrow. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do I need to get the Asian flipper?
I'm hoping our landing spot's a nice level spot and it's not super sloped. Because a lot of the time, these areas that look flat end up being on a radical slope. Got a feeling I'm going to land in one of those smaller critters. I'm hoping that's the patch I'm landing right at. And watch, it's going to spawn in a bunch of craters. Sheesh, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Where do you think I'm going to land? Do you think I'm going to land in one of these, or do you think I'm going to land right here? Yeah, give me a call. Probably anytime before, what? 1 o'clock your time? So give me a call about, why don't we shoot for like 10 or 11 o'clock your time? How does that sound? That puts me right around lunchtime for me. There's our shadow. I think we're going to land right here in this nice soft patch, which is probably going to be a real radical steep cliff. We really burned like almost 2,000 meters a second of fuel. Doing our break and burn. There's our shadow. Ooh, that's a nice picture right there. I hope it took a picture. Now we're gonna gingerly float down. It looks like we're gonna be on a slope. I don't know. It may be fairly flat. I don't think I could have picked a more flat spot than this. I really don't think I could have. Hope I don't damage the engine. I don't think this is taking pictures. Is that a Steam setting? I could just type in Steam. It would save me a lot of scrolling. I made some changes the other day. I think it screwed up some of my settings on Steam. Screenshot. Okay, when a screenshot is taken, display a notification. When a screenshot is taken, play a sound. So it may have taken the screenshot. I don't know. I'll have to look. I don't know. EVA. Let's go ahead and. Bloom. Aw. Oh, maybe we can. We just need to walk to the other side of the craft. There we go. It's like being a real astronaut. Twin critters. The flag points toward home at the time of its planting. Oh, that is such an amazing picture right there. I need to get the rest of the Kerbals out here. Get a group photo. Whee! I can fly! Valentina has waited her entire life for that. Can they see it? Yes, they could see it. It's an awe-inspiring sight. Alright, come on, Bill. This is what you've been waiting for all these years, man. Bill, you're going the wrong way. Bill! Bill! Oops, I want to do this. That is such a beautiful, beautiful image. Alright, now gotta get a picture of Ollie facing us, so turn around. There you go, okay. Valentine, come on, turn around. There you go. Barbara, come on, turn around. Oh, because that was the flag. Oh, that's hilarious. See, these guys have been here before because their visors are down. That way, we can't discern who's who. There they go. They got the group photo. Alright. Little bit of RCS right now. Piloting without indicator as to what you need to do is dangerous, kids. Don't fly like this at home. Doing. Valentine, being the expert pilot that she is, flies right towards the door. Yeah, it's bored anyway. Alright, Bill. Go do Bill things. Check out your ship. You are the engineer, after all. Alright, Bill did his Bill thing. God, I'm getting good at that. Alright. Review stored data. Send it all to the science core. Boy, that's uploading that data quick. We're still 51 tons on the vessel mass. Let's see, so if they're seeing it that way, so we need to take off going that direction. It helps if I turn SAS off. SAS on. Okay, am I going the right way? No, we're gonna go. We need to get height here. Why are we not getting height? There we go. It's still pretty eccentric. We might have to send up a refueler to this. Nope, it doesn't. Why do I need pictures of your Steam Deck quick start guide? Oh, well, because we're behind the mun. That's why we have no communication with Kerbin. Derp derp derp. So now, if we want to boost to the inner planet, we gotta be here. We gotta boost. Ooh.
Why? Why are you so excited? Hello.
Arrow.
Wow. Wait. Wait. What is das?
DOS is me trying to escape the mun.
And it's not working?
No, it's working.
Really?
I'm just trying to figure out what's going to be the best use of my burn so I can rendezvous with Nimbus.
Goodness, do you need to go potty again? Potty? Potty? I'm taking your bulldog butt out again.
Yep.
What? What?
We get out there kind of floating around the orbit of the mun a little bit. Because that's about where we'll be orbiting. Did I shut down my orbital info? I think I did. Warp 2 here. Is it saying I'm still having an encounter with the moon? Rendezvous encounters. Simple way to solve that problem. I don't think that fixed the problem. Match planes with target. Create node.
Hey Dad,
What?
we got some wicked lightning activity.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So we land on the moon again. At least I transmitted the science.
So was that an unmanned cruiser?
No, I just lost 3 Kerbals. All because I wasn't paying attention and I thought I was fine with the maneuver that I had with the moon, and I did a bad burn, and if I would have not done the bad burn, I probably would have avoided the moon altogether, and yeah. So I think I'm going to call it quits there, guys. I did some horrible, terrible things, and
I'm so glad
I
that this
murdered
is
Kerbals.
fantasy world and not real life. Because do you understand how many people would be going after your throat right now?
Well, I mean, it
Wait, are
happens.
Kerbals single-celled organisms?
Sure, let's call them that. I'm tired, guys. I should have noticed that. I saw the encounter, but I thought it was still going to be high enough to avoid the moon, and I didn't really look at the altitude or anything, and that's just me being tired and not paying attention. That's what that was. The first one was a total and complete oopsie, but that one was just me not being awake enough to.
Yeah, that's done.
Well, I want to at least load some science and get some science. So there we go. That was itchy.
Have you ever had that itch on your hand that you can only properly itch when you bite it?
No,
Dang.
never had that problem. Okay, that's junk, 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 junk. Oh, I just threw away some good science. Because I got click happy. 8, 10. That's 24. That doesn't fit. That cannot analyze data is full of. Oh, 816, 825, so I can only fit like 9 data in there. So We're now processing 7.141 science a day. How cool is that staying? Does it heat up if I speed up? Doesn't look like it. Core was shutting down because it got too hot. Why is it not keeping the core cool anymore? Okay, well, we'll have to do this a different way. Let's go back to the Space Center. We'll have to do it the unobserved way. So we go into here and we go to whoop, 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 whoop. Look at that, we're full of science. Transmit la science. $138 science added. I was looking at the wrong thing. We're at 6.698 science a day. So 6 science a day, 1,500. We're gonna need about 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll need a lot of days to go by. We'll go a lot of days. I think that was about almost 30 days. No, we didn't. We didn't do the 4th of July on the moon. We'll try and do it next time. I didn't have fireworks on that vessel. But the vessel itself did become a firework, so it's only 400. We can still do a lot more, can't we? $10 would be 600 science. Or would, no, $10 would be 60 science. I can't math. That's how tired I am. I can no longer math. But that's 400 science, so let's go ahead and transmit that. We're going to do this one more time. Now I'm calling it quits. Who am I kidding? I'll spend the science. I want to see if I can get a full 1500. So we're just gonna. We're at 105 days. So let's take it to 130. Well, blew past 130 days real quick. Let's stop at 105 days. Or 205, 210 days. That'll be 100 days. A 100 days later. That's probably going to give us 600 science. But the science is going to be reducing day by day because they're consuming the science. So it's not a consistent number, right? 627, 630 science. So I would need to go at least 200 days to get 1200 science. We're currently down to 5.486 science a day. Oh, that's too much science. Alright, last time. So we were at 210 days, so we want to go to 220 days. That'll be 200 days. $420 days. Let's see how much science we have now, buddy. Watch, it's gonna probably explode. Because it's taking an awful long time to load. That's because I'm doing the warp without being uh, without watching the vessel, right? So it doesn't have to deal with all the physics modifiers. Well, that's pretty good. 1314 on the science, almost closer to the 1500. So that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and transmit this science. That should give us close to about 2,300 science, I think. It looks like we can squeeze in 160 science there. There's 100 science right there. Boom. There's 96 science. Boom. And I don't think we can squeeze 36 in there. We can get 20 in. But I think that's it. Look at that. 88 on the power. Look at those batteries climb back up to a full charge. Gotta love it. Alright. Let's see how much science we have. We should have a fairly good bundle, which means we can buy more equipment, which means we can move forward. Get ready to push out to the further reaches of the galaxy. Man, I want to keep playing, but I am just getting too tired. 1346. Okay, if we did a 400, and we did a, and the last science we traveled, the last science we transmitted was 13. That's not mathing. That is definitely not mathing. There's all of our advanced science. These are our big boys. There's our Griffin. There's our fuel tanks for it. I guess we could get into our large probes if we're gonna send something to Nimbus or to Moho. We're gonna need something along these lines, but we're also gonna need some serious communication. But that's some pretty deep space communication there, though, isn't it? Do we want to get the advanced science? Or do we want to go with the large probe? See, that gives us the larger communicron, too. Let's go with large probes. I'm a little concerned about where my science went. Because I know I transmitted more science than what we received. I'm confused about where it all disappeared to. On suborbital trajectory. We need to fly this and just let this thing burn up. For as long as it's been suborbital, it should have burned up long ago, but because when you're in orbital view, there's no physics. This thing still have fuel on it. Nope, just electric charge. Now it's coming in for a final burn. It's gonna be a while. This is one of those things that should have burned up long ago. It's coming back down. Create as much surface area as we can to drag this thing down. Slow it down. This may actually start to deorbit now. Alright, rotate it around so we have more. This way I can take maximum heat. I saw this in Tron once. Because engines make excellent heat shields. This thing kind of gain altitude, or is it just slowly floating down from the sky? I think it's just slowly floating down from the sky. Trying to keep this pointed so that it acts as our heat shield. We're going to be hitting the, I don't know, we're slowing down pretty good. We may not have any actual re-entry heat. This thing may just come in like a big torpedo. There we go. Now we're getting some heat. Engines always make good heat shields. Ah, it's all gone wrong. Well, no longer matters now, does it? I'll just let this thing flippity floppity around up here. Doesn't have any parachutes on it, so it's going to hit the ground hard anyway. Spin stabilization seems to work so often. It's gonna hit the ground like a screw. I hope there's nobody camping underneath where this thing's coming in. This thing's gonna hit the ground spinning so fast that it's gonna screw itself into the center of the earth. Yeah, somebody better duck. Not even duck, just get the heck out of the way. I wonder if I could put an auger bit on one of these things. Boy, that's still a long way for it to fall. I wish I had some sort of rotational speed. I don't see anything up there that says rotational speed. Be interesting. Well, ground's coming up pretty quick now. A lot quicker than it was. It's just going to drill itself into the ground and disintegrate. There won't be anything left of it. If there is a part left of it, I'll be amazed. Here we go. Here we go. Impact. It survived! How did it survive? How in the world did it survive? Was it just the rotation caused it to bounce enough? Alright, recover vessel. Rarely am I able to save a craft that way. It must have just deflected just enough energy. Cover a vessel, return from orbit around the moon. We only get 2.7 science for that? Well, I guess we have recovered a couple of vessels that have been around the moon. Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thanks for joining. Hope you had fun. That's 3 hours of Kerbal. We're going to do more sciencey fun later this week. We'll see what happens. I'll catch all of you later.